was like that come up story. You have a crazy one.
Was dead broke driving Uber. I had negative 80K credit card debt, negative bank accounts. I had eviction notices. My car got impounded all at the same time. 7 months later, I made my first million. The last 2 days, we did 130K actually. And then we'll probably do $500,000 this month. Next month, we should do $1 million. But I would have been a lot richer a lot sooner had I.
What's one piece of advice you would go back in time and give yourself if you were starting from zero again?
So we are gonna go play football on the beach for a bit, and then we're gonna go to dinner at Javier's. I'm meeting with my buddy Kevin. So he runs an agency that teach people how to build like remote cleaning businesses. Another entrepreneur here in San Diego, and they absolutely kill it. So I think you guys, especially at this dinner, will get a ton of value from just kind of us sitting down and talking just about business and life, because he has a lot of really good advice and really motivational advice for people. I mean, he was literally like driving Uber to cover his ad spend. So it doesn't get much cooler than that in terms of stories, but yeah, it should be a super fun night.
I don't think I've ever been to PB and just immediately found parking.
Parking in Pacific Beach is genuinely just one of the most difficult tasks known to mankind. Damn, someone did it. We always just make parking spots right here, but someone just did it tonight. Wow, that guy parked in between two spots. Should I just park here? Oh yeah, 7 to 6. It's 6. It's fine. It's 6. We're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Fire. All right.
There you go. Still running.
Wow, he just got 12 grand playing football. Is crazy.
Shot and turn to the running man.
It's so pretty out. Look at this. Best city in the US. It was like oddly tough for no reason. They gotta put me on the Jets. Actually, wait, what's the worst team in the NFL now?
Soon as she
I don't know how anyone lives anywhere other than San Diego, because it's like, it's not too hot right now. It's probably
like 78, yeah.
With a breeze. And like if I was in Florida right now, I'd
be drenched in sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'd get eaten by an alligator.
You literally can't go swimming in any public body of water. Yeah.
Everyone tries to convince me Florida, and they're like, for the taxes and all this stuff, it's like, it's worth
I'll
it.
pay more in taxes.
And it's like, if you got a good tax guy, you don't worry about that shit anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, all the wealthiest people in the world live in New York and California.
Yeah.
The two highest tax places on earth. They still
wonder why.
They still do it.
But yeah, I keep getting comments on my like TikTok and Instagram of people being like, "Oh, why don't you move to Texas? Or Wyoming? There's no taxes over there." I'm like, I don't want to live in Wyoming.
About, like the cost of living here or some shit.
I don't want to live in Wyoming. Yeah.
I'd rather be homeless here than worth $100 million in Utah.
Yeah.
I was just there. I swear to God.
Move out of your hometown young, and it's like you don't really need to if you're from.
You're up here.
Yeah. It's like I don't need. I've been everywhere else.
I mean, move, or it depends on what your goal is. Like, you want to move where the money is.
Yeah.
Not to say that there's a lot of money in San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, some people say that there's not a ton of opportunity in San Diego, which is kind of true, but for being an entrepreneur, you create your own opportunity.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really matter. It's not like we're looking for jobs anyway.
That's the other thing with it too, though, is it's like people will love to shit on the city and be like, oh, everyone has like Peter Pan syndrome or whatever. Everyone just wants to like go out and party in PB. It's like, no, like, yeah, there's absolutely that demographic, but if you choose to surround yourself with that, then that's your choice.
All the people who complain about that go out and party in PB, so they meet the other people who party in PB,
and then it just creates a loop. Yeah.
Like all the girls are like, hey, my guy's an asshole. I'm like, well, you meet them at bars. So.
Yeah. Like, there's worse areas of Florida for sure. I think Brickell is like peak bad, but yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Well, there's only a few nice parts of Florida too.
Yeah.
It's like you got Miami, Tampa, Naples, like some of those areas.
But
outside of that, it's like people living in trailer parks and shit. That more that wasn't.
That's more, yeah.
More.
At least you got a white car. At least it's white.
Bro, I'm actually like literally gonna go rinse this off right now. All right, let's put in Javier's.
Bold black trucks taking parking spots. She reached in my pants to see I'm soft or not. I'm hard as a motherfucker, Scott LaRock. I gave a good dick the type of hard to stop. The mad shots on to make an artist drop.
We spawned at Javier's UTC. This is like my favorite restaurant in the entire city. I just think it's best ambiance, some of the better food.
Last time I was here, I hit on like a billionaire's daughter on accident. She was sitting right here. I was with my family, I was on the way out, and I'm just like, okay, if she's still there, I'm going, I might as well say something. I didn't know until after, but I just said, hey, and then first question he asked is, what do you do for work? I didn't know who this guy was at the time. He owns like the biggest law firm. First question he asked is like, hey, I hit on your daughter, just wanted to make sure, like, just wanted to introduce myself.
Yeah.
He's like, first, he doesn't even say anything other than, what do you do for work?
That's awesome.
I'm like,
honestly, I would do the
marketing
same
and
thing.
tech company, is that good enough?
I'd say the same thing.
I don't think it was.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I can't eat a crazy amount because I just fasted for like 48 hours.
What would you say is like one big piece of advice to someone who's maybe at like 50 to 100K a month and wants to get to like 2 to 300?
I mean, I would stay in everything, delegate everything other than sales, and stay in sales till you're at 150. You can still have like some setters, like at 100K, you should probably get like your first setter, have him start helping you out. And then like you should be just closing and then have an additional closer. So you're still closing and you have an additional closer and you have maybe 2 setters around like the 200K mark. But just make sure everything that's not sales is delegated, because that's the #1 thing you need to do is bring in revenue.
How do you guys utilize like content in terms of leads that get interested in the offer? How do you guys use organic content to kind of warm them up?
So I'll be honest, right now, that's one of our weak points is we don't really have any YouTube presence. We don't have any organic presence. So we're cold ads.
Yeah.
So because of that, we have longer sales cycles, which is fine. Most of our calls are not one call closes. But yeah, organic, they have a way higher conversion rate, way higher, all that stuff. That's like the next thing we're getting into is the organic side. So we cracked the paid, now we need to add in the organic piece.
I always think it's funny because like, even when I met you too, all your guys' business was coming from paid and all mine was coming from organic. Then you helped me out on the ad side, and then it's like, everything was like fully swapped, yeah. What do you think is the most universal applicable advice in entrepreneurship, where if you're at $1 million a month, it'll help you, and if you're at brand new, it'll help you?
Focus on the process, not the outcomes. So many people are just so stressed. Like it's like in the beginning you have to be, and that's why there's this pendulum swing with making money, where you make so much more money the more money you have, because you're no longer give a fuck about the money, because you're not thinking about I have to make rent. And so when you're not thinking about that, it allows you to enjoy the process and actually focus on the process. If you're worried about your bills, you can't really focus on the process because you need money to survive.
It's so funny. I was the most stressed out I've ever been, I think, when I first started and was at like 4 to 5K a month than I am now by a million times. And it's weird. It's like I look back and I'm like, I have the most baby problems in the world that I was trying to solve. And now it's, I think you build up a tolerance obviously to it. You build up a tolerance to the stress. You learn how to process things. You learn how to go through stuff. But yeah, it's always funny. Like in the beginning, it's like, just enjoy the process.
When you don't have to worry about bills and you just don't, like I don't ever think about money.
Yeah.
Like I don't even.
Best feeling ever.
The only reason I know what the bill costs because I have to do the calculation on the fucking tip.
Exactly.
But like it doesn't even register. It'll be scarce. Scarcity. Everyone's like, worried about everything.
Yeah.
They're so scared about potentially not being able to make money. Yeah. There's a fine line because you don't want to fuck it off.
Yeah.
Completely. But yeah. Everyone in this info space says they do numbers, but half of them are full of shit. So this is last week, 130K. We've actually done more than that. We have a few pending wires, some ACHs. The last 2 days we did 130K actually. That's in 2 days mainly. And then we'll probably do $500,000 this month. Next month, we should do $1 million. So that should be our first $1 million month. And yeah, we're about 2.5 years in. And when I started, we went 0 to 200K, but we were stuck around the 200 to 300K mark for 2 years. And now we're finally breaking free.
What was like that come up story? You have a crazy one too.
Oh, I was dead broke. I mean, before this, I started like 8 businesses. Before this one, before Build Remote, I had a cookie company, e-com, drop shipping, a clothing brand, fitness coaching, another marketing agency, and was dead broke driving Uber. I had negative 80K credit card debt. I had negative bank accounts. I had eviction notices. My car got impounded all at the same time. 7 months later, I made my first $1 million because I found an offer and it clicked, and I was Ubering at night. $100. So I was spending $100 a day on ads, and I was Ubering at night to make $100. So that way I had like maybe at that time specifically, I maybe had like $1,000, $2,000, and I'm like, okay, I can't go negatives, but I still have to run the business. So I Ubered to break even on the ad spend, and I was just testing stuff. Finally got something, it clicked, and we went 0 to 200 grand in 4 months. So I went from dead ass broke to doing 200 grand in a month, 7 months later with like 80% profit margin. I took home like 160K from being in debt and dead ass broke. So it was wild.
I feel like that's the unskippable cutscene though, is you have to go through the lowest moment of being dead broke. Like when I left school, I pimped an info product to learn marketing with my last, I had $4,032. It was 4K, so I just pimped it and I had 32. I went to the gym that night and I have like a selfie and it's literally just me being like, I have $32 in my bank account, ... I love seeing that on my Snap
credit
memories.
cards?
Huh? No, I didn't have any credit card now. It was on a debit card on my college bank account. Zeroed it out to learn something. I was like, you gotta, that's I think the most important thing is I feel like people that want to get into it, everyone's so afraid of like making an investment into themselves and like actually wanting to take the step forward. It's like the riskiest thing you're gonna do. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna pursue entrepreneurship, there's a good chance you'll have a period where you're either dead broke or you're not really making money, you're kind of going through it. You just gotta stick through it and eventually it'll all kind of pan out, I feel like. But everyone has like a different story on that. But
most people will never allow themselves to be truly uncomfortable, to put their back against the wall, because this world, everything is built to be comfortable. We can get DoorDash whenever we want. We can have, anything at our fingertips. And it's what imprisons most people is comfort, because their goal in life is comfortability. Mine is not. Mine is like, I love the downs. I want the ups. I want the crazy story. And I think not enough people, they just want the stuff, but they don't want the stuff that comes with that. Like I've always wanted the story because I heard the podcast, that I watched enough of them to know that all the billionaires or all the 100 millionaires, they have the worst things in the world happen. They have like a part in their story. It's like a movie and you're like, how the fuck is he gonna get out of this?
everyone.
And so many people, they don't live that life. They don't live really. They just like go to school, get a job, work that job for 40 years, have a family. And that's cool. That's the American dream for some, but you can be so much more than that, but most won't, because they prioritize being comfortable versus growth. I've always been like growth oriented and like, let's see how good I can get.
I've always viewed it too, it's like you get like maybe 10, 15 years of like functional retirement when you're older, where you can just chill. I've always viewed it in reverse, where it's like, I'd rather take those 10 to 15 years where I could chill down the line and just have 20 to 35 just be super hardworking, and then the rest of my life is just amazing. I can travel wherever, I can raise a family like that. It's so much better to like sacrifice it early and go in early versus just going your entire life and then maybe one day when you hit 60 you can win again. Like nothing against that. I have nothing against people that go to college and get a job, but it's just, for me at least, it was always, I'd so much rather put the work in when I'm really young and I can kind of put myself through a bit more and be able to see the fruits of the labor eventually. But what's one piece of advice you would go back in time and give yourself if you're starting from zero again?
Stop trying to do everything by yourself, create a team. The second I started actually having a business that wasn't 100% owned by me was when we took off. And it's just because I got someone who was good at the stuff that I wasn't. I was more front end. I got a guy who's more back end. I brought him in our 4th month. And yeah, it's just like, if you have the right partnerships, like right now we have so many partnerships in different divisions. Like in order for us, we're at $1 million a month, but then we'll hit, $2 million a month. And that's going to be with me really not doing all too much other than content strategy, managing relationships basically. And I was a lone wolf for way too long. I was fuck everyone. I hate people. I'm going to get rich. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And I was way too that way. And I shouldn't have, if I would have been a lot richer a lot sooner had I not been a lone wolf in the beginning. Everyone has that lonely phase, but there's a difference between the building phase of entrepreneurship, which is lonely, and just genuinely being like, I'm gonna do this by myself, I don't want help. So I invested in mentors, but I just didn't partner with people. I didn't partner. Yeah. I wanted to own 100% of nothing rather than 50% of something. It just doesn't make sense. And you can get your first couple $100,000 doing that, totally, but you're gonna get burnt out. And then it's like, well, the second that you want to build a real company, and you just have to decide, because a lot of people, they have businesses that will make money, but they're not, like, if you leave, like, it doesn't work. Like today and yesterday, we made more money than ever before, and I could have slept all day, both days. I didn't have to do anything. Obviously, I still work hard and I work every second I'm awake, but it's just on different stuff, like content and strategy, that kind of thing.
I think mine would be like stop trying to have all the answers before you start, because I think the biggest thing that keeps people stuck in the beginning is they're like, okay, I need to have this plan, I need to get really good at this skill, I need to, you know, like figure out how I'm gonna hire this, and it's like they haven't even gotten a client or a customer yet. It's like even with, I think especially in like the B2B agency space, people will watch 10 hours of YouTube content every single day for 3 months before ever sending a cold outreach message or ever launching an ad to get a customer. It's like what's actually gonna get you the experience and the result is going and getting the customer and getting someone to actually work with you. And that's what throwing yourself in the arena and actually kind of playing the game a little bit. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna get really good at learning this, because client acquisition and sales, like everything is a progression. It's like just because you got really good at a skill, but you haven't done it for anyone yet, you're really not as good at the skill as you might think. That was one thing, because for so long I was like, how to build a sales funnel, how to write a good YouTube script, all this different stuff. And in reality, I should have just been doing outreach, looking back at it.
Yeah.
But that was definitely one thing that I would say.
People are terrified of the unknown.
Yeah.
They're so scared of I've like never worked for anyone. So I love, and I've never known what I'm gonna make, and I love that. Because it's like, I don't know any other way, but that's the dangerous thing about coming, the middle or like having that comfortable job. The likelihood that you get out of that is very low, because it trains your mind to think completely differently than how you do if you are like sink or swim. Like you got to figure it out. That comfortable paycheck, even if it's 20 grand a month, is gonna be what people like. They will never be able to get anywhere close to their potential, because they like that. And not everyone needs to go for it, but I think there's a lot of the most miserable people on the planet are people who are ambitious, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Those are the most miserable people on earth. And I knew that if I did that because of my ambition, I would live through hell by not doing it. Just on my deathbed wondering, what if I actually did something? What if I went for it?
Yeah. Like, what if I actually tried? What would have happened?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even care if I win. I'm like, as long as I did everything I could, I don't care. I'm at peace with myself. I don't have to win. Like, I could try, as long as I know when I'm dying is like, I gave it everything I could. I was courageous. I didn't live through fear. As long as I can say that on my deathbed, I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. No, I'm the same way. It's like I'm here for the journey, and number one, like who you become in the process of doing it too. Who you become on the really low months where things aren't going right, the character fit you develop, how you get through it. Builds you up as a person, makes you way more mature for your age, but it's really just like, I'd rather have a life of substance, a life of stories, a life of I actually look back on this when I'm 60 and I can, number one, tell my kids like, hey, work through hard times, actually develop character traits that will get you through those, get closer to God, build the life that you generally want. And I also, if I look back at one of my big goals is, of like raising a family, I want to be able to look out at my kids and be like, hey, I don't want to be the person that's like, hey, go build your dream life, and I'm clocking in at an office job that I hate every single day, making $60K a year. It's like, I couldn't do that. But it's like, if I actually have built that, I want to have something that I can look back on, not only influence people that watch my content, but also people that know me in real life, friends, family, etc., and be like, hey, it's very possible to build a life for your dreams. I literally was in my parents' ADU bedroom with $32 to my name, sitting on the computer that I played video games on for 12 hours a day before that, and like somehow Googled how to start a business, and now I'm here. It's like, anyone can do it. Really, anyone can do it. I think that's something that...
And it makes you an interesting person.
For sure.
Because most people, like, I was at a wedding recently in Utah, and like everyone's just like, go to school there, working some job. Like, I don't even know what to talk about, because it's just so like, there's nothing to talk about. Oh, so you study that. Like, you live such an interesting life if you just commit to entrepreneurship, especially over like a decade. Because then it's like the amount of ups and downs and crazy shit. Oh, we got sued, then we lost everything, then we got it back. And most people don't have stories at all. They're like, their story is I went to school and I got a job and I worked that job. That's their story.
Yeah.
And I invested the money, S&P 500, and I finally had my first $1 million when I was 45 or 50. And even that's not typical.
No,
that's not typical.
I wonder this too. It's like, how do people that are graduating school, it's getting harder and harder to go buy a house. I mean, even here, like,
Well, yeah.
graduate school in San Diego, like, you're not buying a house by 25 like you used to be able to.
AI is going to wipe out 24 to 36 months, 50% of white collar jobs.
Yeah.
And it's not fear mongering. It's just what it is. So a lot of people are like, oh, you're fear mongering. I'm like, go look at what State Farm just did. They're getting rid of like half their agents.
Yeah.
Replacing with AI bots. Like, it's happening, and people like they want to have their head in the sand because again, it goes back to the comfortability.
Yeah.
Them not knowing makes them more comfortable, but it also fucks them in 3 years.
Yeah.
Because then they'll be unemployed, but the government hasn't rolled out universal basic income yet.
Yeah.
Because 3 years isn't enough time to do that. And so they're just, it's gonna be like the super rich and the super poor. And people are like, how did you get here? It's like from 18 to now, I'm 28. I haven't done anything. I've started 9 businesses, 8 of them failed, some made some money. But you just have to be extreme, and people are gonna call you crazy for it.
I definitely went through that a little bit, right? You know, I went through a period where I was going out a bit more and doing that stuff, and then the second I fully quit drinking. And then the second I did that, it's like business like 2x, everything's getting better, it was way more productive, way happier. Then I realized I'm like, I don't have any less fun in my life without this.
Three Cadillac, trailing me, feel like the government. I'm really out here setting laws. When I'm for president, I'm always on my son's ass. Don't be no telltale. Boss is coming.
All right, y'all, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want more of these, let me know down in the comments. Also leave all my socials down there. Put Kevin's down there as well. My Instagram's down there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video.